Alright, so our render's done in Cinema, and now we're going to come into After Effects and load it into After Effects. Now, one thing I noticed when I watched it was it looked better actually played backwards as the camera came inward rather than pulling back, because the original kind of went like this, kind of flying away from the bridge, and I think it looks kind of cooler if it's the camera flying into the bridge. I reversed it, and I'm just gonna render it out reversed real quick, and then I'll work on it from there. That's fine. Okay, let's let that render out. One thing else is, like, this shot, you know, you should really take your time on it, do it like right. Like, there's a lot of imperfections in this shot because I did it in an hour. So, I mean, if you were doing this for a studio, you'd want to spend more time and do a lot more work on getting stuff perfect. As far as, like, right here, there's a little bit of a clipping area that I don't like. Alright, let's just import that new shot. The reason I had to re-render it out is because some of the effects won't work when time remapping is enabled, so now we got it. So here we go. Alrighty. Like I said, like right here you can tell that something's not right, like the railing. I got it too high, so you're getting a little bit of the background in there. One thing I could did in Cinema is I could have came in here and cut that out using a polygon cut tool and actually cut out the polygons that have the green on it and fixing that, but I didn't. If you're doing this for like a job, I would totally do that. So let's see, I'm gonna go in time. Let's just go to effect, time warp. Let's do 100% on that. This might not make a difference, but I'm gonna see. I don't see any difference. Okay. If there's no difference, I'm not going to add it. What time warp does when you set it up like that, it'll actually do motion blur on video by pixel movement. So if something's moving really fast, if there's a group of pixels moving real fast, it'll automatically blur those and kind of give you a cool looking motion blur. Let's see. So, like, let's pretend like we're doing this for a studio. One thing I would probably do already, looking at it, is color correction. So, let's go to Effects, Color Correction. Just do curves for now. I'd pull down the color, kind of sweeten up all the colors. Getting rid of some of that washed out. Not too dark, you don't want it to look like that. But you don't want it to be super washed out either. Kind of want it in the middle. That looks pretty good. If we were trying to, you know, like do like a night shot, we would obviously like darken it up a little more. Oops. Maybe pull down the reds a little bit to kind of give it more of a blue look. Kind of make it look like a painting a little bit. That's kind of cool. Yeah, nifty. Okay, that's cool. Another thing I always like to do, just because I'm usually working in Cinema, you usually have to match footage that they give you, and they'll usually give you a sample if you ask for it, or sometimes they'll just give it to you like a sample footage, so you can get stuff like noise grain, final output. I'm just going to do a preset here, a preset of some like film grain. And that just kind of helps kind of blend in some of the effect too. And then one more thing is let's add in a new solid. And, let's move that sucker. We're going to just kind of rig up a quick letterbox look out of this. Another thing is you can do to sweeten up the shot, other than doing that, is we can do like a lens flare. Yeah, we could do like a lens flare, and we could do like oh yeah, it's already looking pretty cool, huh? Let's do a lens flare on it in our adjustment layer. Let's just do it on our adjustment layer. Effect. I think it's under like generate. Lens flare. There we go. Let's just put that guy like up here. Of course, we want it to kind of move. We're going to want the lens flare to move. Let's, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually take off the lens flare from that adjustment layer. Turn off these effects. I'm going to turn off these 4:3s. I'm going to add a new adjustment layer. And then on this adjustment layer, then I'm going to add the lens flare. And what I'm going to do, let's put it up in this corner. And in the effects for that, the center, you can record the center. And then go to your end and pretend where that would be at up here. Add it, and then that should be fine. That will give the lens flare a little movement with your camera. Alright, so that's it. And then we can render all this, turn all your effects back on. Let's put that lens flare underneath the noise grain so it's got some grain to it. There we go. And I think that's fine. So cool. I will pause this and render it out, and we'll watch it rendered out. Alright, so it finished rendering, and here is what we ended up with. Nice little opening thing here. And let's see if we can watch that full screen. Let's see, open with QuickTime. We'll give you a quick little full screen full res here. Loop. Full screen. Not too bad. Not too bad. I don't think it's too bad. It could be done. It could have been done a lot better, but for an hour of work, you know, it's good enough for me. Anyways.